Welcome back to the Improvement Channel. I've been thinking about getting a brand new saw, so here we go. We'll take a look at this one. It's got an awesome clamping system on there, self-centering. We're going to clamp that down real good. Very slow RPMs on this saw. It's got a water and oil mixture to recirculate. All right, let's check out our cut. Okay, so the crazy thing about this saw is there is extremely low burrs on this. I mean, this is barely going to have to be touched with a sanding pad. That is very nice. So this is not the saw I'm looking for. This is, I'm over here at Synthetic Turf Depot, and this is a brand new saw that he bought that is way, way out of my price range, but look for me to have a new saw soon. Okay, so here's a saw that's a lot more my speed. The saw that you just saw in the video was a well over $5,000 setup. It required 240 volts, 3-phase, which I don't even have here at the house. But anyway, this saw here is $250 is what I paid for it on Amazon. And let's dive in and take a look at it. First thing I've noticed, it looks like it's been retaped, so may have been returned. But it's probably brand new still. Certainly looks like it. We'll put all the manuals over here. Saw blade. Oh good, it comes with a clamp. I was wondering about that. Excellent. So there were several different, this is a Rage 2, Evolution Rage 2. There's 3 different ones you can get. This one comes with a laser, which I was hoping to get. This one is a 10-inch slide, and it also will bevel one direction. You can pay a little more and get one that'll bevel both directions, but I doubt I'll be using the bevel at all. Certainly not in steel, I wouldn't think. But the reason I got this over some of the other ones is it works more like a traditional wood miter saw. You can cut wood with this as well. But what I like is you can move the saw rather than moving the metal. So you can have the 20-foot long stick of metal going one direction here. And if you want to cut a 45 on it, you don't have to move it across the shop at 45 degrees like you do most of the other saws. You just simply move the saw head 45 degrees and we're good to go. So let's get started putting this thing together. So a couple new things going on here at the channel. I've got some metal that I bought. I'm getting ready to build up a rack for my trailer. I'm getting ready to start that for you. But I've got a new saw, as you just saw me put together. And then I've got a Hobart welder here that I've gained access through a good friend of mine. He's going to bring it over. He's going to have access here to use it in my garage, and I'll have access to his welder. He also has some gas mix here for me as well, so I'll be doing some real MIG welding. Should be a lot better than my old welds with my Lincoln, my cheap just flux core welding wire. We're going to be using solid wire here. So I'm looking forward to all that, looking forward to diving into this and trying to learn how to do it a little different. I don't have a welding cart yet. I don't have a welding table yet. Hopefully both of those are very soon in the future. But let's try out some of this new equipment, see how we do. As you can see, that cut that 3/16 pretty nice. Definitely use ear protection and definitely have some kind of eye protection on, because this slings some pretty big chips at you. But as you can also see, there's no smoke or dust from the steel. They're in big enough chips to where it doesn't get airborne, which is very nice. It's not as important to have a respirator type deal on. So yeah, worked pretty well. And this is the multi-blade. I should have went ahead and bought the steel only blade, but this is good for wood, aluminum, all kinds of stuff, which means it's not perfect for steel. So but anyway, I think it did rather well. Pretty happy with it. It's got the laser on it. Exactly what I was looking for. Metal shavings from this saw. I'd watched Jimbo's Garage. He uses a similar type saw, and he mentioned that how the chips, because these are kind of bigger pieces of metal, how these chips go everywhere. Of course, there's a bunch right here by the saw, and here's, if you can get an idea of the size, they're pretty good size, but they do go everywhere. This is a 3-car garage, and there are a lot. I blew this whole garage out, but see how many chips there are everywhere, just on the other side of the garage, but from where the saw was, they fly everywhere. So that's interesting, that's fine, but you know, that part is extremely true on this saw. I was going to tell you about the blade. So, multi-purpose blade, I kind of figured it would, you know, not do any one thing real well. So the orange blade that come on it, as I figured, wouldn't last that long. But I cut all of this up. That's some 3/16 there. So cut all of that up. Cut up this thin 16 gauge stuff was very easy to cut, of course. But I made a lot of cuts in some thicker metal with the blade, but the blade is done. I needed to make about 2 more cuts, 2.5 more cuts. It got halfway through this thing and it quit. It would not cut any longer. So I'm gonna get me a metal cutting blade. I ordered that on Amazon, $58. It will be here tomorrow. So we'll stick that on there, make a couple more cuts. But in the meanwhile, I'm gonna clean this up for the night tonight. It's starting to get dark. I'm gonna move it all over there. I have to do all of the welding over in that bay. So get this cleaned up so we can get the cars back in there.